الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. To proceed, to continue our explanation of al-Ajrumiyyah, and the next statement is يعني ملحق اقرأ.
وأما
لا وللخفض
وللخفض ثلاث
وللخفض ثلاث
علامات
وللخفض ثلاث علامات. نعم. الكسرة
والياء والفتحة التثنية.
حسنا. وللخفض, and for al-khafd. So the first question therefore is, what is al-khafd? Al-khafd,
مجرور.
it is the majrurun state according to
أهل
Kufa, according to the people of Kufa, or the grammar school that originated in Kufa. Then al-khafd is the majrurun state amongst Ahlul Basra. So lil-khafdi thalathu alamatin, three alamatin, indicators. And why is thalathu male as opposed to thalathatu? Because alamatin is female, and thalathu alamatin is what type of construct? Al-idafatu, because we know that from 3 to 10 is an idafa. Right, وَلِلْخَفْضِ ثَلَاثُ عَلَامَاتٍ, the first being al-kasratu. So we know that al-kasratu is the indicator, right, below our line, or below al-harf, the letter. والياء is, it is the letter, the letter al-ya'u. والفتحة, and al-fathatu is the mark above the letter, the line above the letter. Therefore, by way of introduction, the author Rahimahullah has mentioned that al-khafd, which is the state of al-jar that we refer to, has 3 indicators: al-kasratu, wal-ya'u, wal-fathatu. Hasanan, and then each one is explained. اقرأ يا ملحق.
فأما كسرة
فأما
كسرة
الكسرة فتكون
علامة
فتكون علامة
للخفض في ثلاثة
للخفض في ثلاثة مواضع.
الاسم.
Before we continue, فأما الكسرة. So therefore al-kasratu, which is the mark below the letter, the straight line, فَتَكُونُ, it will be علامة,
3,
an indicator, للخفض, for the khafd state, or al-jar, في in ثلاثة, 3 مواضع.
condition.
Right, 3 here is a female word because Mawadi'a is male. Mawadi'a is the plural of mawdi'un. Mawdi'un, which is position. In 3 positions, and that is an idafatun.
Yeah.
Right, but note that mawadi'a is mamnu'un min as-sarf, which is why
Is no majrur.
there's no kasrah.
Yeah.
Right? So, therefore, في ثلاثة مواضع. Right. The first one is
اسمي
في
الاسم
الاسم
المفرد
المفرد
المنصرف
المنصرف. Right. منصرف في الاسم المفرد المنصرف
وجمع التكسير
وجمع
التكسير
التكسير
المنصرف
المنصرف
وجمع المؤنث السالم
وجمع مؤنث السالم. حسنا. Therefore, after mentioning that الكسرة فتكون علامة للخفض في ثلاثة مواضع, in 3 positions, الكسرة will be an indicator for الخفض. The first is في الاسم المفرد المنصرف. The first being الاسم المفرد المنصرف. حسنا. So, to illustrate therefore, what is al-ismu?
Name.
It is the name of an object or the name of a person. So it's a word that represents the name of someone or something. Al-mufrad is singular. So we're not talking about al-muthanna or al-jam'u. So the dual or the plural, al-munsarifi, which is al-munsarifi. Al-munsarif means altering, changing. So al-ism, the noun, which is singular, that changes. For example, the word that we always use is kitabun. Kitabun. Is kitabun al-ismu?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it al-mufrad? Yeah. Yes, it is al-mufrad. Is it al-munsarif? Does it alter the ending? Yeah. Yes. How do we know this? Because if we write on the board kitabun,
Yeah.
we write it with tanweenu dammin. Tanweenu dammin. Similarly, if we wanted to say I read a book, it would become
Mansur. Kitaba.
right, but how would we say it?
Qara'tu.
Qara'tu.
Kitaban.
Right. Qara'tu kitaban. So this now becomes kitaban. Why does it become kitaban?
Mansur.
Because it is now mansubun. So we know
It's changed.
it has changed. But is that a complete indicator that it is al-munsarif? No. The complete indicator that it is al-munsarif is if we place before kitabin something that will make it
منصوب. sorry, مجرور.
مخفوض or مجرور, won't it? And then we look at the ending. So, what do we place before kitaban in order to give the meaning of it being مجرور? يعلم الحق.
في الكتاب.
في. For example, في. في means
in.
في. In. So therefore, what's wrong with this word? It should be
bin.
في كتاب. It should be في كتاب. في كتاب. In a book. So we saw kitabun, which is in marfu'un state, changed to kitaban, which is a mansubun state, changed to kitabin, which is the makhfudun, according to Ahlul Kufa, or majrurun. So we know that therefore is al-munsarif, right? As opposed to ghayru munsarif, which is also mentioned shortly. Therefore, we know that here al-kasratu, this is al-kasratu, right? تكون فتكون علامة للخفض. It will be an indicator for al-khafd في ثلاثة مواضع, in 3 positions في الاسم المفرد المنصرف, as we can see here. We made kitabin مخفوض or مجرور by introducing a fi, and we know that a harfu jar enters upon an ismun. It's one of the indicators. What else can render an ismun majrurun? There's only 3.
مضاف إليه.
Right, mudafun ilayh, for example. Any idafatun?
Kitabullahi.
Kitabullahi. Kitabullahi. Why did I write an additional alif there? There is no additional alif. Kitabullahi. So here kitabu is the mudafun. Allahi is mudafun ilayhi. It is majrurun. Wa alamatu jarrihi is al-kasratu al-zahiratu ala akhirihi. Kitabullahi. So therefore al-ismu al-mufrad al-munsarif, we can see that it is in the makhfudun or the majrurun state, and the indicator being a kasratu, and this is an example of where it is mudafun ilayhi. The third and the final instance of where an ismun can be majrurun whose indicator is al-kasratu is when it is the, remember we mentioned it's present in Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahimi.
He's following he's following what is called,
right, when it's the na'tun,
yeah.
right, when it's the na'tun, the adjective that now qualifies an ismun, then it will take the same state, will it not? Yes. So therefore, because al-lafdhu al-jalala Allahi is majrurun, then a sifatun or a na'tun of Allah is similarly going to be majrurun. So here ar-Rahman is na'tun, majrurun or makhfudun, wa alamatu jarrihi al-kasratu الظاهرة على آخره. حسنا. Right, that's simple. We've already mentioned this in great detail in our previous lessons. Thereafter we have وجمع التكسير المنصرف. وجمع التكسير المنصرف. So al-jam'u is the plural. At-taqsir is the broken, as opposed to as-salim. Al-munsarif is
the condition,
the one that changes, right? So for example, taking our isman of kitabun. Kitabun, we know this is al-mufradu because we just mentioned that. Therefore, al-jam'u of kitabun is kutubun. Kutubun. Is kutubun at-taqsir or as-salim? At-taqsir.
So rearrange it.
Right, we know it's a taqsir and not a salim because in order to form the salim, we add to the existing ismun. Do we not? Whereas in this instance, we haven't added to it. What we've done is
change this harakat.
Right, we've broken it and rearranged it and omitted a harfun. And that's why it's called a taqsir, broken. Hasan, kutubun. Is it al-munsarifun? Is it did I say al-munsarifun? Al-munsarifu. Is it al-munsarifu?
Yes.
Yes. How do we know it's al-munsarifu? Because kutubun is a marfu'un state. To render the mansubun state, we would say
Kutuban.
Kutuban. Kutuban. Now, in order to make that a grammatically correct sentence, what do we place before kutuban? Qara'tu. Just like we did before. Qara'tu kutuban. Qara'tu kutuban. I read books. Hasan, and that is the mansubun state. And we know that it is al-munsarif, but is that the complete indicator that it is al-munsarif? No. Why? Because we have to demonstrate kutu ba'bun in the majrurun state. So we have to say kutu bin. So therefore, in order now to make kutubin grammatically correct, what do we place before it?
Fi.
Fi. Fi kutubin. And similarly, just as in al-mufradu, this can be majrurun via the other two methods too, which are, it can be the mudafun ilayhi and
following nat.
It can be the na'tun, which follows the ismun in that state. Hasanan. So that therefore is straightforward, insha'Allah ta'ala. That is jam'i at-taksiri al-munsarifi. Therefore, the third example of where al-kasratu فَتَكُونُ علامة للخفض will be an indicator for al-khafd, which is a majrurun state. The third of the three is jam'i al-mu'annathi as-salimi. Jam'i al-mu'annathi as-salimi. So what therefore is jam'i al-mu'annathi as-salim? Al-jamu is
female plural.
Right, the plural. So what's excluded from this therefore is al-mufradu and al-muthanna, the singular and the dual. Al-mu'annath relates to
Female.
the female, and the salim is
Sound.
the sound. So, Ya Muhammad, give us an example of Jam'i al-Mu'annathi as-Salim.
Shajarati.
That's not a good example of. In fact, that's not a plural.
Is that not a plural?
No, because if you take shajaratun, right, is this al-jam'u?
No, it's mufrad.
No, it's al-mufradu. Is it al-mu'annathu?
Mufrad.
No, is it al-mu'annathu?
Yeah, it's female.
It's female, and the indicator that it's female is the ta marbuta. Is it as-Salim of? No, because it's al-mufrad. Now, what's the al-jam'u of shajaratun?
Shajaratun.
Ashjarun. Ashjarun or shajarun. We have several actually. Shajarun. So, shajaratun is not an example of a Jam'i al-Mu'annath as-Salim. Even the plural of shajaratun isn't an example of as-Salim, even though it is plural and it is Mu'annath. So what therefore is,
Muslimatun.
right, if we take Muslimatun, Muslimatun means a female Muslim. The al-jam'u, the plural of Muslimatun is Muslimatun. How do we know that Muslimatun is as-Salim as opposed to at-Taksir? How do we know this?
It doesn't have anything added to it. The original words don't change.
It doesn't have anything added to it and the original word doesn't change. Yeah, Muhammad, that fresh air is supposed to have enlightened and invigorated you. We know it is because we've taken the original ismun, which is Muslimatun. We haven't performed a taksir, we haven't broken it, we've left it as it is, and we've added alif to it. Right? Muslimatun. The ta marbuta changes to a normal ta, and it becomes Muslimatun. So that therefore, as we mentioned previously, is an example of Jam'u al-Mu'annathi as-Salim. Now, the point therefore, of course, is that we need to use this as an example of where الكسرة فتكون علامة للخفض, where al-Kasratu will be an indicator of it being majrurun. Remember that al-Khafd is the jar state amongst Ahlul Kufa, right? Whereas al-jar is for Ahlul Basra. So, Muslimatun, what state is Muslimatun in? It's marfu'un. Hasanan, it is marfu'un. Therefore, in order for this to be majrurun or makhfudun, what do we have to do? We have to write it muslimatin. Muslimatin. Now, muslimatin here is therefore majrurun, but in order for this to be grammatically correct, what must precede muslimatin? Right, either it's going to be preceded by harfu jar. For example,
Ma'a.
that's dharfun.
Okay, fi.
Fi.
That would make sense.
Well, let's say li.
Yeah.
Li muslimatin. Li muslimatin. For Muslim females. Right? Li muslimatin. This now is grammatically correct. Li muslimatin. Muslimatin is now what? Majrurun. وما هي علامة جرها? What's the indicator if it be majrur?
جر
الكسرة
التنوين
الظاهرة على آخره. Right? So we say that li is حرف جر. We say مسلمات is اسم مجرور. And we say علامة جره الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره. Right? Al-Kasra, which is apparent upon the ending. What type of sentence is li muslimatin? Shibhul jumlati.
That's it.
Remember, it's shibhul jumlati, and that's important. Because shibhul jumlati means what?
Like is it?
Right. So does that mean it is a sentence?
Grammatically, no.
No, it's not. This, li muslimatin. And in fact, any time you have a harfu jarrin or dharfun along with an ismun, we said that that is shibhul jumlati. We don't say it's another type of sentence because of course it's not. We say it is shibhul jumlati. Right? So for example now, if we want to say, let's make this more legible and say lil muslimati. Okay, lil muslimati means for the Muslim females now. We want to say the books are for the Muslim females. What do we say?
كتب
The books, Ya Muhammad.
الكتب
Al-kutubu. Al-kutubu lil-muslimati. Al-kutubu lil-muslimati. The books for the Muslim females. Now, what type of sentence is
جملة اسمية.
al-jumlatul ismiyah? How do we know it's al-jumlatul ismiyah?
Start with اسم.
Because it starts with an ismun al-kutubu. So what's the i'rabun of al-kutubu lil-muslimati?
And well, كتب is مرفوع because it's the
Right? Al-kutubu is al-mubtada'u. Okay? It is marfu'un. Wa alamatu raf'ihi
ضمة
ad-dammatu
ظاهرة.
al-dhahiratu ala akhirihi. Lil-muslimati is, li is harfu jarrin. Muslimati is
اسم
اسم مجرور. للمسلمات therefore is شبه الجملة. Right? So if al-kutubu is al-mubtada'u, what therefore is al-khabaru?
للمسلمات.
للمسلمات. So how do we explain it grammatically?
شبه الجمل.
We say that للمسلمات is شبه الجملة, right? We say it is شبه الجملة.
Li is
No, we've already said للمسلمات شبه الجملة.
oh, and it's in the position of being marfu.
Right, يا محمد. We say شبه الجملة في محل رفع في محل رفع
مقتدر.
No, خبر.
خبر. That's the easy bit. خبر. So we would say that للمسلمات is شبه الجملة في محل رفع خبر. Right?
Yeah.
خانم الحق. Why do we have to say that شبه الجملة referring to للمسلمات is في محل رفع? Why can we not simply say it is مرفوع?